Howdy. So I'm a little drunk right now. I've been drinking some Heine. Um, People are so fucking stupid, man. Anyway, I'm trying to get away from all that stressful shit, all the stupid shit that pisses me off. So I figured I'm gonna do a book review, and I think I might want to start doing more of these because I like reading. I read a lot. I have a lot of books. Um, reading is one of the few things I've kept up since, you know, I was a child, since I could read. I've been reading at a college level since, kindergarten. I've loved reading my whole life. So I wanted to just do a quick review because I am a little drunk right now. I don't feel like getting into like one of my textbooks right now and reviewing that shit. So I was going to review this. Magick by Lon Milo DuQuette. Lon Milo DuQuette is a Thelemite and a Kabbalist. He's very old. He's like almost 100, if I remember correctly. And he's also a filthy fucking lefty. I know that because I added him on Facebook and got blocked by him for disagreeing with him about the Trump presidency. That's neither here nor there. Magick is a really good book. It's really short. It's not very thick. It's got quite a bit of information, a lot of useful information, but also a lot of really deep philosophical information, right? It talks about Solomonic magic and the figure of Solomon, and he puts it in such a way that it's really beautiful to hear. He also talks about like the law of attraction and Enochian magic and bhakti. He talks about bhakti, and bhakti. The way he talks about bhakti is actually very useful, very very beautiful. You can tell that he really does actually love Ganesha. He mentions that he worships Ganesha. Ganesha is his deity of choice. Now, the practical information in this book doesn't interest me as much as the philosophical and imagery. Image. I'm not sure. I don't remember the word for that. Imagery content in this book. And that's mainly because at the time that I got this book, I already had all that information. I already had books on the law of attraction. I already had books on Solomonic magic. I already had books on Enochian magic. I already knew about Bhakti Yoga and all that. And I just wanted the viewpoint. And the viewpoint is really good. It's very well worded. Like I said, it's a really short read. It's not thick. It's not a very thick book. And it's a very good book. It begins with some advice about fear. It says, "Don't be afraid," and it's true. Don't be afraid. Fear not is like rule number one, and that's really true for anything. And he even says so right there in the book. It's true for anything. If you want to do something that you haven't done before, you have to remove fear, or at least ignore whatever fear you do have in order to, go off and do that thing. And if you want to be good at it, you definitely have to get rid of that fear. Fear is, from an occult point of view, that's like a negative energy that just pulls you down. It mucks up everything that you do. From a psychological viewpoint, that's a blockage. From a layperson's viewpoint, it's something that prevents you from living life to the fullest. Fear is not good. Now, I really do love the things that he says about Bhakti and Solomonic magic. I really do. And I would go through and just read some quotes, but I'm not trying to do that right now. This is one of the like 5 or 6 books I recommend to newbies in the occult because it's just that good. It's got such a wonderful philosophy behind it, such beautiful wording to everything that you if you are looking into the occult, get this book. It's really really good. It'll help enlighten some of some topics that you might study or that you might have heard of. It'll definitely help you understand the viewpoint that magicians themselves have on their own work, and me included. I happen to agree with quite a bit of what he says. It does also provide a couple of rituals that are not really anywhere else because he himself came up with them and put them down in this book. Like he has a chapter called Pop Goes Ganesha, where he describes how he came up with a quick and easy way to, and discreet way to invoke Ganesha. Because generally when you're invoking a Hindu deity, you have to chant the name or multiple names 108 times. That's time consuming, and it just sounds kind of terrible to people around you. He actually describes himself doing this as a crazed white-haired terrorist on on his last suicidal trip on an airplane or something like that. It was kind of funny the way he put it. But he came up with this thing where you use a child's song, and Pop Goes the Weasel, right? Pop Goes the Weasel. But he uses that, and instead of the regular words or the many names of Ganesh, he just goes Ganesh, 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 and he does that until he has 108, and he figured out that like it was like 2.5 verses gets you exactly 108 chants. So that's actually pretty cool. And he also came up with, it seems that he came up with, I can't find this anywhere else, but a visualization to banish and invoke the deity by watching, like, imagining them dancing around you and moving outward and then moving inward in a clockwise and counterclockwise fashion. It's a really, really good book, and I really recommend it to anyone who's interested in the occult. Even if you've already been practicing for a while, just having the viewpoint can really be a great help. Thanks for watching. Peace.